This is Sugar Hill Outdoors Pond, and it was built in 2021 and stocked with bass in 2022. Currently, our bass are between 2.5 and 4.1 pounds, depending on their genetics. We're running a little genetic experiment here. We have Florida bass and northern bass tagged in the same pond, feeding on the same food resource, so we can start to dispel some of the myths that are going on around bass genetics, because there's quite a lot of misinformation around how genetics in bass works. The pond was initially stocked with 1,000 bluegill per acre, and they were the southern strain of bluegill called copper-nosed bluegill. Copper-nosed take feed a little bit better, and we knew we would be feeding the pond. So I've had some concerns about nitrate buildup and things like that, questions, nutrient loading buildup due to feeding. You can definitely overfeed a pond, but if you do it properly in a low productivity pond like we have here in Georgia, you can bring the fish population densities up to what a pond in a better, more fertile part of the country, say the Midwest, would hold. We're not exceeding the carrying capacity in like an aquaculture sense. We're just bumping a pond that normally has low productivity to a pond that has higher productivity. The bass are the brim or the bluegill that take the feed. Of course, they'll use the bathroom a little bit more, but when you feed consistently, the bacteria and the plankton in the pond, break that down and use those nutrients. So you don't get a buildup of nutrients when you do a feeding program properly. I've been doing this a real long time, and I've noticed patterns in how guys make mistakes really in pond management. And the first mistake they make is stocking a diversity of different species of forage fish for their bass, like a lake has. A pond is not a lake. A pond is a very small version of a man-made reservoir, and we can definitely learn some things from it, but we also can't manage it in the exact same way that you would a larger reservoir, because it's not a larger reservoir. And that's the first mistake that I see guys make, is they load as many different kinds of forage fish into their pond as they can think of. And that's a bad mistake, because the best, most reproductive fish you can have in the water are the bluegill. They spawn the most, and they produce the best results for bass growth. It's a simple system, and sometimes guys overthink that. I see that a lot, and it's a real common misconception. And I just wanted to put that out there so you guys understand that and don't mess your ponds up.